All right, guys, before we drop the, well, first of all, good morning. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Hope you got some great plans for the weekend. Drew's heading to Nashville, and I think Jackson and I are heading to Starkville, and some of you are heading to the hunting camp. Whatever you're doing, enjoy yourself. Some college football and some NFL, high school football tonight, MRA, live on MRA Prep, state championship game, live on ESPN 105.9 The Zone tonight. Now, look, we're giving away compliments of the College Corner store, Trace Station in Ridgeland. They have all your Hail State and Hotty Toddy gear. It's a maroon out in Starkville tomorrow night. But if you watch the show today on the webcams, all right, and you screenshot the two hover helmets that we're giving away, one Ole Miss, one Mississippi State, then that's how you enter. You tweet to us at Bo Bounds and at College Corner MS. Screenshot so that you can show us that you've seen the set. You think it's cool. We have the hover helmets up here, twirling away. They look pretty cool. They look really cool. Jackson walked in, and I'd set them up yesterday. It was the first thing he noticed. He was like, those things are really cool. And it's a magnet, and they kind of float. It's awesome.
We're going to take a video of it and put it up.
Okay, $100
so
retail, but you have to screenshot it for us while you're watching
Prove it.
through the webcam on your phone. Screenshot it, tweet it at Bo Bounds at College Corner MS. All right? Now we have a college football remedy. Here we go. Two of them, actually, back to back.
It's time for the Out of Bounds College Football Remedy. We know what the issues are. Our experts have the prescription.
Hey, Tom, 6 or 7 quarterbacks were drafted before Dak Prescott this year. Talk about the value for the Dallas Cowboys in the 4th round. ESPN's Tom Luginbill.
Think about it. I mean, you've got the Russell Wilsons of the world. Okay, you've got the second rounder to Drew Brees. And what's happening in that league now is it's going to be more and more difficult to take a quarterback in the top 10 or top 15 picks, because what you're finding is if you're patient and you evaluate and you don't place too much of a premium on this one guy or that one guy, so the percentages are actually going to weigh in your favor to find a better player later without the pressure of having to take one in the first round. And I think there are some great lessons out there in the draft as it relates to taking quarterbacks in round 3 and beyond.
What was your reaction to Ole Miss QB Shea Patterson's first game at A&M? Brad Edwards, ESPN Insider.
I did not. I was on the sideline for the Washington USC game, and I kept checking my phone for the Louisville score and for the Michigan score. And in the process of doing that, I did notice that A&M was up with 21-6, and then I saw Ole Miss had come back and was in field goal range to win the game, and then I got completely distracted by what was going on with Michigan, and later saw that Ole Miss won. I saw Patterson's final stats, so he must have been really good, and I look forward to hearing all my Ole Miss friends spend the next 8 months talking about how they're going to win the West again next year. They're straight year, they're going to win the West, whatever it is.
Hey, Mike, discuss Shea Patterson's debut and his composure against Texas A&M Saturday night. WWL Radio, Mike Detillier, New Orleans.
That doesn't surprise me one bit. I've been around him, and I've been to 5 different camps with Shea. And I actually, right before, I guess maybe a couple hours before the game started, I did an interview with Evelyn Van Pelt with the Rebel Nation magazine, and I told her, I said, something I've written many times, he's the smartest high school quarterback I had been around since Peyton Manning. His game is totally different than Peyton in that he's one of these guys that is almost like a rabbit. You set him loose in the yard, and he's going to run all around. He's got a lot of Johnny Manziel in him, and his foot skills and his ability to evade people around him. But between the ears, man, listen, I've been around a lot of high school quarterbacks. I work camps every year, and so I get to see him. no question a cut above from the intelligence level.
Did the New Orleans Saints blow their playoff chances against the Denver Broncos? He is Jeff Duncan, columnist, NOLA.com.
Well, I think they may look back, and look at that game as one that slipped away. But the good thing they've got going for them, if there is any hope, is that Atlanta has not taken advantage of the opportunity to run away with the division. And, they're only a game and a half back, and Atlanta has a history of kind of having these fast starts and coming back to the pack. So I think they still feel like at 4-5, if they can win tomorrow night in Charlotte, that they'll put the pressure on Atlanta. But I do think this, though. I think their best shot at making the playoffs is going to be winning the division, not trying to get a wild card. I don't think 9-7 is going to get a wild card.
It's time for the Out of Bounds College Football Remedy. We know what the issues are. Our experts have the prescription.
What did Dan Mullen tell you about Dak Prescott when he was at Mississippi State? Tom Luganbill, ESPN Insider.
I actually did the spring game, and I asked Dan Mullen specifically, what do you think this guy's future is at the next level? He goes, it doesn't matter what I think it is, because he has convinced himself that if he puts the work in, somebody will take a chance on him and he'll prove everybody wrong. That was Dan Mullen's response. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? He said, this guy does more work on the game of football and on his own personal game that has nothing to do with our offense than any player I've ever been around. And I said, well, elaborate on that. He said, we're not an under 17. He goes, yet every time I look into our facility and I watch out on the field and he's doing stuff on his own, he's not doing anything out of the shotgun. He's working ball skills. He's working ball handling. He's working drops and timing. And so I think you've got to give Dak Prescott a lot of kudos for the most part becoming a self-made player that had a perception that he was one thing and completely reversed that by putting the work in. And I think it's a remarkable story.
What are your thoughts on the rankings from the College Football Playoff Committee? He is Dave Bartoo with the College Football Matrix.
Who has time to watch all these games? If I was on the committee, like, hey, Dave, do you watch games? Nope. I don't even know what I'm looking at. I'm not a player. I never went through that level of football. Now, Barry Alvarez, Osborne, okay, sure, I'll respect their opinion, but they're so busy. You think they're going to waste their time watching 20 different games?
They're not.
To figure out how to rank these teams?
They're not.
Kiss my butt. It's just not happening. So how does big business usually come together? They have a formula, okay? They have a pre-agreed upon way of doing things. Even if you don't like it, that's how you get things done quickly. So I think from the standpoint of what we expected, exactly what we expected, almost verbatim. So, and in the end, who cares? I'd love them to come out and put Purdue 4 just one time just to mess with everybody, to let them know that this is all a fairy tale. This is unicorns and pot of gold. It doesn't matter.
What is different in the way Dak Prescott has performed in the NFL compared to his college days at MSU? NOLA.com's Jeff Duncan.
It's that peripheral vision, that feel, instinctive feel, to feel the rush, and to make that quick little movement to avoid it and still keep his eyes downfield. I didn't see a lot of that at Mississippi State. I'm seeing a totally different quarterback than I saw at Mississippi State for the most part, and I think it's been remarkable, and I can understand why Dallas is sticking with Dak Prescott. I mean, you've got to ride this kid. And to get him in the mid-round of a draft, they're going to have him now on a rookie contract for 4 years. For the NFL and the way you pay quarterbacks, it's going to be very similar to the way the Seattle was able to ride with Russell Wilson. It allows you to build the roster around him. I mean, Dallas is going to be a force for a while now.
Were you surprised with Shea Patterson's ability to extend plays and his accuracy? Mike Huguenin, GridironNow.com.
Yeah, you take with a grain of salt some recruiting rankings. And you're like, oh, he's a pretty good athlete. Yeah, well, let's see. But he did look to be a pretty good athlete. Moved around in the pocket, ran the ball effectively. Yeah, it was really. The second half was a really high level performance, and the fourth quarter was eyebrow raising because the poise he showed for an 18-year-old in his first game, and this wasn't at Kentucky where there's 55. This is at Texas A&M where there's 104,000 people in the stand. So it was just a very impressive debut.